Hey you all, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. You all, in this video, I'm going to start a little series right here on beginning blacksmithing. I think that's a good idea to be doing. There's lots of people that's trying to get into it in this day and time, and some of the instructions that you see are really vague. And so in this video, one of the things that I'm going to show you how to do, you guys, is how to punch an eye the easy way, okay? We see a lot of people punching eyes, and I'm going to take a spike here, if I can figure out what I've done with it. I'm going to take a spike. I'm going to make a spike hawk here. I'm not going to take you through that whole process, but I'm going to show you how, you guys, to, I'll burn my fingers off. Let me cool that thing down. I just ground it off right there so it'd be smooth so I can show you it in this video. Punching the eye is one of the hardest things to do. You see a lot of it going on where you've got two people. You got somebody holding the tool they're trying to make, and then somebody else, you guys, punching it. Or they're using hydraulics to do it, which is a whole lot easier and simpler. But I'm going to show you guys, or attempt to show you, how to do this the easy way, in just a couple of maybe 3 heats to get the job done. So stand by and let me get this set up and I'll show you what. I hope that's not too dark for you all. First of all, we're gonna determine where the center of this spike is. These things are 5/8 of an inch thick. We're gonna make us a mark right there. Then we're gonna come down here to where we want the eye to stop. We'll make us another mark. And then we're going to do that, continue that, straight up to that other mark. Now you can see all those marks. Now there's a couple of ways of doing this, but I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. Okay, you all. We're going to drill a series of 1/8 inch holes where we put the center punch marks. Make sure your drill bit is good and sharp, you all, and get these holes right dead on them center punches. And of course, put you some oil on it. That'll keep your tool nice and cool. Alright, you all, I know you can see the holes in that piece of metal right there. Now, you'll have people give you this argument. Well, you're wasting a little bit of that metal. Well, you're going to waste a whole bunch of it anyway, so why not just cut through very little bit of metal when you're driving your wedge through here, your chisel, whichever way you're going to do it. Then this will continue to keep you lined up straight through the cut, and I'll show you that in this video. Alright, you all, you're going to have your chisel, which you can see I've taken an old axe and cut that off, used part of it for a tomahawk, and I'm using the rest of it for a chisel. You'll want to be able to cool your chisel every 2 or 3 licks with your hammer, okay? That's what you do, so you got to have some water sitting nearby. So I'll set that right over here, out of the way, where I can reach over there and get it. But you might be using a chisel, okay? This makes it harder to do, you all, because you're holding that piece down and you're striking, you know, on that piece of metal right there, and that's really harder to do. All right, you all, stage your tools. Bring that thing out of the fire. Line it up very carefully. It's going to turn on you. Go ahead and let it turn. Cool your chisel. Now we'll put it back in the fire. One thing you have to remember, you guys, is the less heats it takes to do the job, the better your project's going to come out. The more material, the more heat you take, the more the item is going to be burned on the outside, and you're going to lose material that way. Alright, you all, when it comes to the finish, you'll want a chisel plate. That's a soft piece of metal. It's simply going to keep this chisel from hitting the top of that hard anvil and damaging your chisel, okay? That's what that's for. What we're doing here, you all, is putting the other side straight up, okay? Because it's almost cut all the way through now. Now we're cut completely through, and that was actually 4 heats. I'll let you take a look at that before we progress any further. 4 heats, you all. Very, very simple to do, okay? Now you drive whatever drift that you're going to use. You drive whatever kind of drift you're going to use through this hole and spread it out. There's the eye. You always set it right over top of the hardy hole to start with. We drive the drift through. Pretty simple, isn't it, you all? Now I've got the hole open. Now, you can fashion it however you want to, guys. You can just simply take a file and let that thing cool down, and a nail. Let it cool down, and then you can take a file and file it out, okay? Now to make this thicker and wider on the end, you all, we're going to forge weld this thing back on itself, okay? We're going to draw it out from there. I'm not going to show a whole lot of that, but you will see me in a minute forge welding this thing back on itself. All right, you all. Here it is. Flopped over and forged welded back on itself. Now we need to draw it out. All right, you all, here's our project. I haven't completely straightened it yet. What I've done was I took the grinder and I ground all the way around this weld to see how good it is. And the main part of this weld, you all, is really, really good, especially back here where I've already put the edge on this thing and it's still hot on the firecracker. Let me cool that down. Cool that down a little bit. So when you forge weld it back, you're going to turn your edge, you guys, into a forge weld, okay? Depending on how good it's stuck all the way back or welded all the way back will depend on how good your weld is. I don't see any cracks on top of it. I do see a little bit right there where it was thin, and that's just basically normal. When you lap it over, I drawed it out some and then I lapped it over. I didn't just chunk it over, okay? I widened it out and thinned it down so that it would be, you know, thinner and quicker to weld, easier to weld that way. But that's what it looks like. I just showed you how easy it is for a beginner to do an eye and get the eye in there without it being all cockeyed. I've done many of them cockeyed, you guys. And when you watch people do it, lots of times you see them, they do it really, really nice and quick and slick, but they never explain anything to you. But that's what that looks like. Like I say, I haven't completely straightened it out yet. I was just looking to see, you guys, whether the weld was really good and whether it was worth anything that way, okay? But I think that turned out really nice. Almost balances right there between these two fingers right here. All right? With that, you all, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it if you'll share this series I'm getting ready to do here on blacksmithing. Just some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. With that, you all, may the good Lord bless you. Till next time, have yourself a wonderful day.